Hi, guys. Today we are going to talk about a topic that is near and dear to my heart, focusing on progress and not perfection, because I self admittedly am a recovering perfectionist. Totally still work in progress here. But I have, over the last couple of years, really gotten real with the concept of perfection and figured out ways to overcome it. Still struggle, but to deal with it and to really embrace the journey and being present and really focusing on how to make change. So, trying to be perfect is exhausting. It's defeating, it's paralyzing, it's emotional, it's disheartening. You get so psyched up and you have the highest of highs, and then when you don't meet that standard that you set for yourself, you have the lowest of lows, and you get wrapped up in your own head, and you start the comparison game, and you start to have self-limiting beliefs and telling yourself that you just can't do it, that it's not working, that you're not good enough. I've been there. I've had all of the feels, believe me. But really, progress over perfection, when you really start to just focus on things on small levels and doing those small things consistently, you really focus on changing habits and, having plans to set yourself up for success. And you have to have long term goals. I've lost over 50 pounds twice in my life. Once in college on my first journey with weight loss, and then my second during my postpartum journey. And you have to have small plans to get you to those big long term goals, because going from 0 to 50 is daunting. It's absolutely daunting. But when you break those long term goals up into smaller goals, you focus 2 pounds at a time, 2 pounds at a time, and you don't set an unrealistic date. I get so saddened when I see people set, I need to be this weight by this time, and it doesn't happen. And then they feel like a failure and they do something that's self sabotaging. I've been there, and you're back to square one when if you just focus, okay, you know what? It was a bad week, it was a bad time. I'm going to go back and I'm going to focus, and this week I'm going to focus on just focusing on those 2 pounds at a time. And if I didn't get 2 pounds, maybe I got 1 pound. I'm still that much closer to my goal versus this is useless, I'm giving up. There's studies showing that, say you mess up on a diet, which I hate the word diet, by the way, but you mess up, you're on a healthy eating journey and you mess up and you have a cheeseburger, you have a pizza, and you tell yourself, you know what, I already messed up for today, so, I'm just going to go on a bender. You're going to sabotage yourself 4 times more, 4 times harder than if you would have just stopped what you were doing, acknowledged and moved on, and made a healthier choice the next meal. And that's so crazy that I see this cycle happening so often, and I've been in the cycle myself, so I totally get it. But you have to kind of journal throughout your journey. If you're really trying to do a lifestyle change and you're focusing on change, you have to start with an action plan. You have to really journal with, like, what do I want and where am I going and how am I going to get there? And what roadblocks am I going to see along the way? Because guess what, you guys, life happens. There is no perfect time to start this journey, and there is no perfect time to get back on track. Like right now is the time. So, we often don't have those plans for when life happens. So I always tell people, first journal. Second, weekly, have a plan. Look at your schedule. When are you going to have opportunities for life to happen? Are you overscheduled on some day that you're not going to be able to have dinner at home, that you have to plan a healthy meal out? Or is your schedule so chaotic that you need to plan for meal prep on Sunday? I mean, there's so many opportunities for like how you can plan. But we have such a toxic relationship with the word failure. We we define it in so many different ways in our head. And what we really need to define failure in is feedback. We're taught from a young age that mistakes are bad. You know, like you're in school and the teacher grades with a red pen and you feel shame for those mistakes. When honestly, those are just opportunities to learn, opportunity and feedback to know what's working and what's not working. And that you really do need to embrace those mistakes and look at them as a tool. Because if you're so scared to make a mistake, then you paralyze yourself and you don't ever get out of your comfort zone to grow. So we really have to like look at it from a whole different perspective, and then really look at it as like where can I improve next week, or what was sustainable. I feel like oftentimes we set our goals so high that we self-sabotage so early on because they're really not sustainable or obtainable. So you have to plan for that life as a journey and not a destination, and embrace it and give yourself grace. Really have that plan in place, but know that there's got to be some flexibility in that plan, and that some days you're just going to be like, I'm going to try again tomorrow. I'm going to choose differently tomorrow. But a few books that have helped me along the way that I refer to often are Grace Not Perfection, Present Over Perfect, and Brene Brown's The Gift of Imperfectionism. You guys seriously check these books out. They're lifesavers, but give yourself grace, trust the process, one bite at a time, one day at a time, consistently. The compound effect is going to happen for you, and you're going to be so amazed when you look back at this progress of how far you've really come when you just acknowledge, course correct, and move on, and you don't stay in the failure and dwell. You guys have got this. I'm so proud of all of you.